Hello and welcome back to Sonny Talk Spurs, and today I'm going to be answering how Ange Postecoglou proved everyone wrong in the Premier League and the footballing world. But before I get into this one, if you are new to Sonny Talk Spurs, why don't you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell because it lets you know when I've gone live. Now, let's get into the video. And obviously, a day later, but I'm home for the weekend in Essex, hence why there was no reaction after the game. But I've had time to process. I've watched the highlights again. I've watched Match of the Day. I've listened to TalkSport. I've got all my information in, and I'm ready to now process what I saw against Manchester City. And I'll be honest, I was proven wrong myself. I didn't think we were going to be in the game as much as we were. Don't get me wrong, I think City dominated that first half. I think we struggled in the first half, but obviously Tottenham went 1-0 up through Son, and it was a fantastic worked goal from Bryan Gil and man of the match Dejan Kulusevski, who I'm going to get onto as the game goes on. And he feeds Son in. Son skins Doku, and we go 1-0 up in actually dramatic and surprising circumstances. As I said and alluded to at the beginning there, I really thought City were going to do a job on us. I thought it was going to be a bit of a whitewash. I predicted before the game about 3-0. I think people were predicting 5-1s and 5-2s. A pretty much whitewash bloodbath for Tottenham Hotspur. But Ange set his stall out. He knew what he wanted. He wanted us to play counter-attacking, high line, risky football. And it was risky. You know, we saw in the game, City got back into it, made it 2-1, and, you know, there were moments in the game where they could have got away from us. You know, Haaland misses an open goal, and later on in the game, Vicario makes a fantastic save. But, you know, annoying to the fact that when they made it 1-1, unlucky. I think Son, you know, sticks a leg out. I don't think they're going to score from that any other way. And then the defending for the second goal is quite frustrating because it was just, even though, and this is going to sound really weird, the defensive display was quite strange, I'm going to go with. I feel like we had moments where we looked quite solid and we pocketed Haaland and made them quite quiet, and Doku didn't look good, and Grealish struggled even though he scored when he came on. But it was just certain moments that, and it's been the case for Tottenham for a couple of years. I think we become our own worst enemy and making mistakes in certain moments. Obviously, the third goal, to be precise. But, you know, they get back into it through Phil Foden, you know, well worked from Bernardo Silva. But even though, you know, Ben Davies and Emerson Royale, they've surprised me. I'm glad we've dropped Eric Dyer. I think he was injured, but I feel like that was the right decision to make because I feel like Emerson and Ben Davies are more comfortable on the ball, even though we have no aerial threat attacking or defensive-wise from set pieces. I feel like they're the best combo. But we've got Christian Romero coming back against West Ham, so all is good in that department. So I'm happy about that. But then the key thing of the game was at halftime. We got in at halftime at 2-1, and Ange Postecoglou made a very good decision of taking off Bryan Gil, who he struggled. I'm not going to lie. I think he struggled for Tottenham in his 2 appearances so far this season. And he brought on Højbjerg. And basically, it meant that the midfield was less overrun and we were able to control it and play a bit more of that Ange ball that we know and love. Because Højbjerg meant that Lo Celso and Kulusevski would move into that wing spot. Even though I like Kulusevski playing from deep and he was playing some good balls in the first half, it meant that we could move the midfield a little bit and, you know, sort of, it's hard to explain. It was sort of like, you know, make sure City didn't have so much space in that department, because otherwise, you know, Basuma, Lo Celso and Højbjerg, it just feels like that's a much more smoother sort of transition from defence to attack. And Højbjerg, he's proving me wrong. I wouldn't really sell him, actually, now, come to think of it. A lot of suitors, such as Juventus, want him in the summer. Wanted him in the summer just gone as well. But I feel like him and Lo Celso, for example, are very much, stated their case. And I was watching the game yesterday, obviously on TV, and there was a moment where it was giving me deja vu from the Liverpool game, and I was going to the people I was watching it with, we got to strike now to get back into the game. And we did, thanks to Lo Celso. And obviously, Lo Celso, if you haven't seen the video already, I've done a video on how Lo Celso improves Ange Postecoglou's team. And he scores 2 in 2. So maybe I'm a maverick and a mind reader when it comes to that department. But annoyingly, even though we look like we're getting back into the game, Basuma, who... I don't know what's gone on with Basuma lately. He sort of let his standards slip a little bit since the Luton game. But he gets caught in possession. And he had so many opportunities to give the ball to the left back at the time. But I think, it was Ben Davies in that position. But he ends up giving it away and Grealish scores from a Haaland assist. And then I thought, that's it, maybe there's one more opportunity. And we got our opportunity thanks to Kulusevski, who has been unreal. I keep saying to people, I went to the Villa game last week and I said Kulusevski is like an amazing player, and everyone goes, oh, look at his goal numbers. He runs his socks off. He is absolutely busting the gut for 90 minutes. He can play deep. He can play out in the wing. If he had a bit more pace and, a few more goal contributions, people would not say what they say about him. I think he is such a good player for us, and he's proving vital and a very important signing. He gets the winner. Absolute dominates Ake at the back post. An unreal ball from Brennan Johnson. I just thought our passing and movement yesterday was fantastic. And, if we had a full-strength team, I actually think we would have won that game. But if buts and maybes. And a lot of people saying, City should have... City didn't take their chances. We had the same amount of shots on target. Everyone says 18 shots to whatever we had, 7 or 8. It's all about the shots on target. You've got to take your chances at this high level. And City are just not at the races at the moment. So... very important point in, the grand scheme of things. Otherwise, we would have gone 4 defeats in a row. And going into West Ham and Newcastle, it gives us a bit more of a boost, especially, taking points from losing positions. Otherwise, it would have been another game where we would go 1-0 up and lost, like the previous 3. But, the title of this video is how Ange Postecoglou proved everyone wrong. And he has, because just look at this. He's gone away to the champions of England, in a fixture where infamously Tottenham sit in and counter-attack, absorb pressure, but he's done it in his way. He hasn't done it like Conte and Mourinho did. He did it playing a high line and risky football against the champions of Europe, England actually, everywhere. The treble winners, Pep Guardiola, one of the best managers of all time. And, Match of the Day did an amazing piece. If you haven't seen that, go and watch it, about us playing, the 3 attackers just pressing their City's back line, and just our defence just being resilient, and Vicario, and the passing and that against City. I think it was just really impressive. And, I know, your average Twitter football fan will say, he's celebrating a draw. It's City. It's still Manchester City. I don't care that, Chelsea scored 4 against them. That was impressive. Arsenal went there and got points. Liverpool, but it's just good considering that we were wrote off and people thought we were going to lose literally 5-3, 4-0. So, honestly, I just think, people just don't understand. And the only thing is, I feel like the way that the media is swinging some of their footballing agendas is a bit confusing. 1 minute it's, has the Ange bubble burst? And now people are saying, can we compete again? And it's just, calm down, everyone. Ange is in a process. We're moulding this team. We've got such a massive injury crisis. Good to see Richarlison come on yesterday, because we could do with him back, even though, the jury's out on him still. It's good to get the bodies back. But yeah, very impressed by the result. Really thinks it helps our momentum going into the December games. Forest, Everton, Newcastle, West Ham to come. But yeah, very impressed, and just think this team are going in the right direction. I keep saying it. And, this is why Tottenham fans after Villa, after Wolves, after Chelsea are so optimistic and resilient in their beliefs about Ange, because we know the signs are there. When we take our chances, we can be a dominant force in the league. Don't know where we'll finish this season, though. Top 4, still the aim, but maybe 5th and 6th will be on the cards. But let me know in the comments down below, what did you make of the game? Were you surprised at the result? Do you think it was fair? And actually, I've just realised I forgot to mention the key talking point, which was right at the end when, what's his name? Simon Hooper, the referee, blew up when Jack Grealish was on the thingy. He's just made a mistake. Is what it is, he's just blown up. No VAR to blame here. He's just, probably wanted to stop it first of all, got confused, didn't realise Grealish was going to, get it under control. But we all know Grealish would have missed that chance anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But let me know in the comments down below, what did you make of the game and all that sort of stuff. I'm willing to have a debate and obviously always active in the comments. And if you are new to the channel, leave a like, subscribe to Sonny Talk Spurs and hit that notification bell because it lets you know when I've gone live. And I'll see you pretty soon because we've got a lot of games coming thick and fast where I'm going to be reacting and all sorts of stuff. So I'll see you then. Ta-ta.